guys, welcome back to Mind and Seek. Thank you so much for joining me. What we'll do today is dissect and strip down the notions of strength and power and what they really mean. In our society, when we think of strength and power, we automatically paint this picture in our heads of people who are wealthy, people of political or doctoral positions like lawyers, doctors, politicians, the presidential leaders, even gangs and mafias who we may fear. We generally associate strength and power externally. What people achieve on the exterior is when we could finally give them the title that's worthy. Now, I'm not saying we all operate this way, but as a whole in society, this is how it's perceived. Power in this regard does not concern people's characters, their internal accomplishments, or their selflessness. So let's break down what's to be revealed externally, internally from these notions, and I'll give you prime examples of people in history that have accomplished this. Firstly, we have influence by society. Nowadays, those who we view as being powerful rely heavily on society's validation. If society is not able to pay or buy into their cause, they won't be able to make a profit, therefore live a life of status or climb up the ladder. And this directly jeopardizes their well-being as well. Generally, people of status always live in fear with the back of their minds, thinking that one day, any day, the rug may be pulled right underneath them and they may lose all their wealth and power. Now here is where a true lack of power and strength is revealed. True strength and power does not rely on society's validation and especially does not let fear interfere with this process. An obvious example of those who have authentic strength and power are none other than Jesus and the Buddha. Now these two have been such an influential and powerful force within our history and our everyday lives, and what they've done differently is they haven't been hindered by fears and worries like most people. Both Jesus and the Buddha had fundamental understanding that one, materialism is fleeting and temporary and that they should never rely on material extravagance. And they were both extremely conscious of their egos and they went past its selfish desires and destructive ways. Relying solely on the workings of society with a sense of unawareness will only lead down the path to failure and disappointment. It is not society that can ultimately make us happy because it is greatly flawed because of conditioning. True happiness comes from a much greater source that is not flawed. Jesus and the Buddha were masters of awareness. They were able to see the purity in all things, and that is largely why everyone viewed them as being gifted, hence their abilities to perform miraculous acts. They were also both possessed with very large imaginations. They were able to envision a world full of peace that went beyond their positions in society. Unlike these powerful figures of today who are only concerned within themselves, they are not looking out for the greater good. As long as their position and status is secured, that is all that really matters. This egotistical, selfish, limited perception will only keep them in their destructive cycle. Being a grateful person and showing gratitude is also an extension of power and strength. The Buddha and Jesus were deeply grateful for being alive. Taking for granted our existence and only focusing on possessions leads us to a dead end. When we appreciate nature and all that it has to offer, it will only open more doors and opportunities for us. Having a complete and full understanding of the human condition and psyche also can grow our strength. When we understand why we feel and do what we do, that means we are equipped with a tool to understand behavior. And when we understand behavior, we have the power to change lives. The powerful and wealthy nowadays do not have the power to tap into consciousness, therefore they are left vulnerable. They do not have the upper hand in the game of life. Unlike Jesus and the Buddha, who not only had a deep connection to earth, they had an understanding that went beyond what we normally can perceive. And the interesting element is that those who have mastered the psyche can manipulate anyone in society. Because society is unaware and disconnected, they are susceptible and vulnerable to physical, spiritual, and emotional harm. Those who are equipped with these tools, who have the upper hand, are wise enough not to take advantage of that benefit. And funny enough, this next quality may sound contradicting to strength and power. However, that is not the case. This quality is kindness. Kindness sharpens our purpose and potential and reminds us of why we are here. Those with wealth and status who believe that kindness should not necessarily be part of their equation are wrong. It is one of those qualities that is so difficult to emulate. However, when you do, it is extremely honorable. Sadly, kindness is overlooked. Those who have mastered kindness, with prime examples of the Buddha and Jesus, have surpassed the obstacles mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And lastly, the power of intention can transform our existence. We've all heard the saying, if you plant intention in the universe, great things will sprout. The wealthy today largely do not believe in trusting and sending out signals into the universe. They believe that as long as they could rationalize and see what's in front of them, that they have a bright and wealthy future. And it's this lack of trust in something much greater than themselves that really proves how small they are in the great scheme of things. The Buddha and Jesus were visionaries who made their dreams into a reality. They did not do so by deceit, deception, and betrayal. They did so by planting intention into the universe, living in consistent awareness, respecting those around them, and utilizing the strength within them. And with that said, I truly hope you enjoyed this comparison and dissection of strength and power, and I hope to see you again very soon.